Welcome to Declassified, What Lies Behind America. This is a special investigative series spun off the Way We See It show, and we are happy for you guys being here. I am Will Marsh, your host, joined by
Luke Smith,
your co-host, and we are here with two very special guests tonight, Erick Cruz and Ben Sharon. Two special guests that we chose very specifically for the topic at hand, Bohemian Grove. Now, you may say, what is Bohemian Grove? A lot of people may not know or have may heard of this, and I would think that it would be the exact intention of the people that started this organization for you not to know, which is exactly why we're going to talk about it and why we brought on the experts. So this is a panel on that subject, and we appreciate you guys being here.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, thank you, Erick. So, Erick Cruz, what do you know or what have you heard about Bohemian Grove? Are you a member?
Who's to say?
Yeah.
And if I was, I wouldn't tell you.
Yeah, good point.
My knowledge of the Grove came about 10 years ago.
the Grove. You talk about it like you've been there.
Is that the next? Is that what members call it?
Called it like
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
the Grove's like
So, in California, near San Francisco, there's a club, if you will, that was formed in 1872 of very prominent men only, no women. This club is called the Bohemian Grove. It was founded in 1872. They actually operate out of two places. There's an official.
I didn't know that. Did you?
There's
Wait, it's in two
I thought it was
locations?
just one place.
Hold on. Yeah, let's hear this.
There's a more official place of business near Union Square District in San Francisco,
Yes.
and the actual place where you hear all the legends and rumors about is in Bohemian Grove, which is right outside San Francisco. It's in a forest of redwood trees, the really big ones.
That's why there's two stories. Because there's two of them. One is the Bohemian and one is the Grove.
We'll see. You were saying, Erick.
So yeah, in 1872, these guys got together and said, hey, let's form a club. You know, like a lot of people form clubs, but this one is a little bit different. Over the years, we've come to learn and find out that there's been many powerful, prominent figures like corporate executives, presidents, former presidents, presidents of major universities like Yale and Harvard.
Wow.
Who were all involved in this club. Now,
Was this club, did they have anything to do with the academic scandal that all those actors were in? Is this part of it?
not to my knowledge, I cannot speak on that.
Okay, just didn't know. Wanted to check.
Do you know any of the names of the people who were involved? Supposedly.
Richard Nixon was known.
Actually, not supposedly. On
Yeah,
paper,
Richard
he
Nixon was known.
No surprise
Like
there.
they wrote it down somewhere. Like a secret, they wrote it down.
Exactly.
They shared it.
Bill Clinton actually.
Those of you who don't know what we're talking
They
about.
wrote down.
Yeah. Those of you who don't know what we're talking about, go Google Watergate. Sorry, Mr. Cruz. You were saying, yeah.
No, so a lot of people, for instance, Bill Clinton, a reporter was asking him a question about, are you a member of Bohemian Grove?
I was not a member of that club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, Bohemian Grove, I'm not a member, but I think you should go down there. You might have some fun. Something like that. And he kind of like played it off. But
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people in politics, the economy world, like, you know, Wall Street,
Traders, yeah.
corporate execs. I mean, so this place was founded in 1872. And their patron saint is John Nepomuc. And he was in the 1300s. He was saint in Bohemia in the 1300s. Now, the word Bohemia itself means that you stray away from the usual path that most people take. You lean more towards the arts, and you're more like free, like a free living kind of mentality.
You're not bound to any one law of any god or any government.
And like you're not bound to, you know, the monotony of how we live every day, you know, the structure of society.
Good way from, I mean,
A lot of times
maybe they've got it figured out.
a lot of times if you hear the word Bohemia, and when it's not associated with what we're talking about today, you'll see like hippies.
Every time you say that word, I think Rhapsody in my head.
Me too.
Or, yeah.
Good song.
too.
Good song.
It's like real big Queen fans.
Yeah. So yeah, it was basically, they would go there once a summer, right? They would meet for, I believe it's 2 weeks, and they do all of these weird things. Like, I know you were talking about earlier in 1989, somebody from Spy Magazine kind of snuck. Well, he was invited.
Yeah, I heard that.
And he kind of like attended some of the events. They do a lot of like plays, and like, but they're very strange. That's why a lot of people are like, well, what is that? Because there's a ceremony of the
Sounds a lot like a cult.
Oh, you're talking. Oh,
is it the ceremony of care?
Like,
yeah, I'm sorry. I think I know what you're talking about there, Eric.
Hey, my name is Karen.
Sorry, we gotta do.
It's a cult of like
You've
rich,
seen it?
powerful
Yeah.
people.
You seen Midsummer?
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Midsummer's like one of the best movies I've ever seen. Definitely need to check it out. It's by Ari Aster, I believe. But
Midsummer is actually like one of the plays, I believe. No, that they do there at the Grove,
yeah.
because it takes
Instead of
place in the
Midsummer,
middle of the
they
summer.
do one of them.
And they
That's
do all
what I
these.
was thinking. Midsummer. When he said in the summer, I was like, man, it's like Midsummer. And he said 2 weeks.
It is
I
the
said,
ceremony
that's
of
long enough
care,
for a
right?
ceremony.
Yes. So
Did they do
look,
the jump off?
looking it up, what you were talking about, Eric, I believe you're referring to the cremation of care
yeah.
sacrifice, and what I have is, or what I've understood at least, and you can confirm this, is where they light a live owl on fire while a speech plays out of another wooden owl recorded by like one of their founding members' voices himself, and which I believe was Walter Cronkite. And the owl thing was weird to me. I mean, why are they lighting an owl on fire? Why is it all about owls? I mean, why are they doing this, Ben? But again, what the article I read said, it was they chose that specifically because an owl is the one thing that links that I guess has both in common with the Illuminati and the Masons, and so that links the Illuminati and the Masons together. And I'm sure a lot of people in that organization are part of both of those other organizations, and so the owl, or the Cremation of Curiosity for the owl, is where they came from. And I think they take owls pretty seriously there. What else do you know about that? I mean,
The owls, very symbolic. Everything they do there, everything about the place, everything is symbolic. A $1 bill, turn it around on its back. I'm sorry, it's on the front.
With the head up.
With the head up, so you're looking at it the right way. On the top right corner of the bill, you'll see the number 1, and you'll see a box around the number. Now, in the top left corner of that box, if you look really closely, you'll see a little owl. And you might be thinking, why is an owl there? I don't know. But no. The owl is the Bohemian Grove's, their mascot, basically. That's their guy. That's who they do all those, rituals and stuff for, and all that stuff. So you the top right corner of the dog, around the box, on the top left side of the box, in the little corner, in the top left corner, there's a little owl. So yeah, that was something that blew my mind when I found that out.
very interesting. We appreciate that, Eric. I thought it was sketchy. I'm sure the people involved in Bohemian Grove were somewhat involved in the Federal Reserve and money process, and they certainly put their mark on it. If you have a $1 bill, or the next time you have a $1 bill, make sure to check that out. That was around the box of the 1 in the upper right-hand corner. Okay.
So their patron saint, John Nepomuk, I might be butchering the name. In the 1300s, he was a patron saint in Bohemia, who was murdered by a Bohemian monarch. Legend has it. Nobody really knows because it was so long ago, but they say he was murdered because he had secrets on the Queen of Bohemia that he wouldn't want to divulge and tell. So they
Imagine that, yeah.
So
to be fair, I believe you when you say this, Eric. We were actually I believe the last episode, it was either episode 9 or episode 10 of The Way We See It with Will and Luke. Remember, we were talking about the monarchy, and I think it was right after the death of Prince Philip, the Queen's husband. And, we were talking about how they've kind of let the monarchy go and lost all control of it in that family. Yeah. But in generations before that, the monarchy was a global terror organization overall. I mean, the monarchy was we compared them to ISIS because basically, you had to bow to them, give them all your money, and do exactly what they wanted, or they would crucify you and make an example of you and be horrid, beyond humanitarian things to people. Did they have people like BLM rioting in the streets? We're not going to go down that path.
They would be slaughtered.
Yeah. So we're going to stay on the topic of Bohemian Grove here. But you know what I'm talking about, right, Ben?
Back then, there was they didn't play games. You've seen Game of Thrones.
Yes.
A lot of people. So you know how you watch the show, and like you said, the monarchy. If you spoke against it in any fashion or form, that's it. And all around the world, it's been like that for centuries and centuries, where you have these families controlling everything about society. And now, and they've always met, they always meet in the shadows. Why would they, inform the townfolk about what they're planning on next? So now we're finding more and more every day about stuff like this. And Bohemian Grove there's two sides to the story. There's some people that say it's a beautiful place that these powerful men come to during the summer to be free and hang out and drink and act like guys. Then there's the other side of the coin where people think that there's this grand conspiracy that these prominent men come together and make plans for the world. Because, like I mentioned, you have people from corporate executives, heads of committees in politics, presidents, all kinds of powerful men. And like I said, there's no women allowed.
Honestly, if it wasn't true, to personally, on my belief, if it wasn't true, I think that they wouldn't go. You know what I mean? If the conspiracy wasn't true, then they wouldn't be going. They'd be like, oh, no, I'm not going to go because everybody thinks this, and they'll think I'm doing this. But since it probably is true, they're like, I'm still going to go. I can't
there's
throw shade away from it,
Yeah, and there's perks. There's perks to being a member.
Yeah, I believe
you go there and you meet other
other prominent figures.
Say you're the president.
Yeah,
and I'm
president in China or something.
Big oil executive.
Yeah, who knows?
Ben, you joined us here. Everything Erick's gone over, Bohemian Grove, this whole subject. Had you heard of Bohemian Grove before today?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's fair. I've heard a little bit too, but again, I think it's been a hard topic to research. So before hearing Erick come into this interview, what was your common or public knowledge based on the information that was out there that you knew about Bohemian Grove?
Basically, it was a bunch of powerful people meeting together in the forest, doing some weird stuff.
That's what I mean. That's my point, and that's why I asked you that question. I appreciate that. Is because
weird stuff they were doing?
That's the point. That's all people know is there's a bunch of guys doing weird stuff, and I thought it was important that we do this declassified episode on this subject, Ben, because there's a perception out there that either is watery or inaccurate, or either way, we need to shed some light on this because
they would have shed light on it if they could have.
Well, what do you mean?
Why would they shed light on it?
Yeah, that's my point. Why would they?
If they're innocent, why aren't they showing they're innocent?
But maybe they're not.
Well, that's exactly what we're saying here, which is
that seems guilty. That seems guilty. You know what I mean?
Well, guilty of what? I think is the question.
Like if they were to come out and try to explain it, people are like, "Oh, you're trying to."
I'd be like, "Come in for yourself. Bring your cameras."
Well,
but why would you?
Alex Jones actually did that. He's got a
wait. What?
What did he say? And what did he say?
Bohemian Grove.
Did he say it was crazy?
Huh?
Did he say it was
like
nuts?
them around some hay, person type, like a scarecrow. There was it was like a woman, and they were standing around it burning it.
Yeah,
that's weird.
he was talking about the cremation of care.
Wait, hang on. So you know about this interview, or I guess this video that Alex Jones did, Ben. You're speaking up on this, Eric. So clearly you've seen this.
Yeah.
What's your take?
Who? Wait, hang on. In the heck let Alex Jones into Bohemian Grove with the video camera?
It was a long
Alex
time ago.
Jones. I mean,
He was young, not as prominent, probably.
yeah, that was probably before he opened his mouth and did a bunch more of those kinds of videos. I got to know with Alex Jones that he is.
It's like they probably got a tracker in that dude.
Okay, so what year was this, Ben or Eric? Do y'all know?
I believe it was either 99. It was
Maybe
late
early
90s, I believe.
2000s
But
or late 90s.
yeah, he snuck in and got some footage of some of the. I don't want to call them plays, but they're kind of like plays that enact like they portray rituals. So the main one is the Cremation of Care, where they pretend to sacrifice a child. And in the video, it's like really weird because you can hear like really blood curdling like screams, and there's this lake it's an amphitheater, so about 2,000 people can fit in it, and they're watching over this lake, and there's a stage across the lake, and there's this big owl, wooden owl, that's their,
Yeah.
So the owl
Mascot.
is visible for people to see.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, I assume security. I mean, what's the security like there? Do y'all?
It's-
I mean, it's a big compound, so I would assume that
Yeah.
there has to be some employment. To keep
So
people
they
out.
have mostly men working there because no women are allowed. They do have some women that work around the premises to keep
Okay, so women work there now, at least.
not inside, but around the grounds, and some of the workers stay there and live there. They have residencies there. Some only, come in for a certain amount of time. But their motto is, "Let no weaving spider come here," and that means that they can't perform official business.
Yeah, which I assume they don't like talkers.
Let me correct myself. Weaving spiders not come here. And that means they cannot perform official business. So these powerful men,
Can't wind their way.
they're not supposed to conduct official business. So all these powerful men come together, but they're not supposed to conduct official business. So that's why some people think that it's just a place to hang out. But there's been reports that, y'all know about the Manhattan Project?
Yes.
The development of the nuclear bomb in 1942?
You've heard when
That's
they
where
were making
Manhattan.
the.
Project Manhattan. That's where the dude from DC.
Yeah, Watchmen.
That's where that was the bomb. Was that the bombs they dropped on Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when we were developing the bombs.
out in the Midwest, right?
Yeah, so there's a lot of rumors that say that a few men used the grounds of Bohemian Grove to plan the beginning of the Manhattan Project, and nobody's says this is like for sure because we can't really, because it's a lot of speculation.
Yeah, and
but-
that whole generation is probably dead by now anyway. And so, if you were going to
From
investigate
nuclear
what happened back
explosion.
then, what year was the Manhattan? That was
42.
40s, right? Yeah.
World War II.
No.
So there's a place where you get all of these, powerful people, and then tell them, the club's main rule is you can't perform business.
That's gotta happen. to some
But
extent
here's the
anyway,
catch.
right?
Here's the catch. You don't have to actually conduct business there,
Dark
but
web.
you meet other people. It's networking. Is
Exactly,
what it is. They
which
come
is
there.
still a form.
They come there to network, and they form all these relationships.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
then once they love each other, once you step off club grounds, let's exchange business cards and contacts and sleep with each other's wives in the cult, and y'all can conduct and do business because you met there, Exactly.
It's like you're rich, like your wife is just available to. You want my wife?
I don't know how that works. We're just entertaining theories here about what may happen at Bohemian Grove, but certainly research it for yourself. I don't know, but that bit on Alex Jones was interesting, Ben. I didn't know that you wait. So you said that I hate to
Why
backtrack
don't
here,
you
but
pull it up?
yeah, let me see if I can do that real quick. When I hear that, I think of Bill O'Reilly, on Fox News. We'll do it a lot. Never mind. That's a video for another day.
I got it here.
Oh, dude, yeah, let's, I'm sorry. Erick Cruz has a video pulled up. We're not going to continue on this Alex Jones Vice rant anymore. Thank you, Ben. You got it?
Yes.
Now we're going to get to some enhanced video, and we'll go play by play through some of the more occultic statements, like we shall read the sign in your burned effigy, the bound body. That's exactly what the Druids actually did. They would roast cats, goats, oxen, horses, and watch the pain of how they died, and from this extract some type of mystical energy force or power, and also be able to tell the future.
Owl of Bohemia, we beseech thee, grant us thy counsel.
Upon further research of the ritual you just witnessed, it becomes clear. It is a mixture of the Babylonian Canaanite cult of Moloch, fused with ancient Druidic rites, where you have the female side of Satan, which they first call out to in the she, and then towards the horn god with the he, mixed with Masonic rites from Scotland. It's very likely that many of the 1,500 to 2,000 member crowd had really no idea what they were actually watching because it was thinly veiled. Here we have some more enhanced video as the boatman, again with his face painted up like a skull, pulls his boat across the small lake towards the high priest, with the red of his cloak visible, with his hand outstretched as if he is pulling the damned soul towards him as they throw off their cares, their conscience for what they have to do in the world. Also, you have the arrangement of the circle of higher level priests around him, the high priest in lighter colors, and then the outer rings of red, and then those in black. This is consistent with the darker workings of the occult, not just with the Western countries, but also worldwide. Now, when you see that black edge coming to the field, that's because we zoomed in on the video, and many times the picture was almost out of the screen, so that's the edge of the field or the view of the camera.
Hey guys, this is a cult.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all are listening to the audio of this only. Check us out on YouTube. Y'all can Google. Y'all can find us. We'll have this link on social media. We'll post this link on social media as well. But this is what we've been seeing here on this video is this cult across from this lake doing a bunch of weird stuff. And whoever did this video was also generous enough to put in the subtitles as well to quote what they're saying, and y'all will have to watch that. But I think when we were watching the video, Luke, you kind of hit the nail on the head here, saying this is a cult. We have talked about different theories on this episode and different bits of information, cited different sources of different. Yeah, Luke is bringing up Midsummer again, which is a major motion picture about this. I'll endorse that as well. I think y'all should check that out for this show. But the moral of the story is it's pretty weird. We think you should research it for yourself. I've got a couple of links here on this show that we can that I want to cite on this subject. One being the culture of Bohemian Grove, I'm going to butcher this, Dormitory of Power, from the Michigan Sociological Review, and that was April of 2021 it was published. Another one we have from the University of Chicago, Inside Bohemian Grove, Spy Magazine, November 1989, which I believe is what you were talking about, Mr. Cruz, when they sent a spy in and then published it. So we will post these links, guys, and would encourage you to check this out. I think it's been a very interesting topic, and this series is only going to get more interesting. Y'all are going to hear more from Ben Sherrill, from Erick Cruz, from Luke and myself on a variation of topics and subjects that may not be very well known, but that are very, very interesting and shady, to say at the least. So this has been another episode of Declassified: What Lies Behind America, Bohemian Grove. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you later.